interesting because obviously in Australia the format is a little bit different in that their amputees wear red shorts, and we've already taken it to a different level here. There's a lot more physical contact, and I think that what we're doing here will probably transfer to them because they'll see what it is possible to be able to do.
Yeah, that's nice, isn't it? And that's the beauty of development of sport. Mm-hmm. You know, you've got this. Don't get me wrong, the concept that's been invented in Australia, incredible,
yeah,
brilliant. And you know, they've got some legs on it now, and they've got a league going. But now, like I say, we've got hold of it, and we've probably made some tweaks. We've probably misinterpreted rules, really. But you know, we've done what we've done, and then, like you said, they'll look at what we're doing and think, you know what, yeah, I want a piece of that action.
Yeah.
Or they might say, no, that's not going to work for us. But that's the beauty of sport. That's the beauty of development, isn't it? You look at what's good about what someone else is doing, and then you get the opportunity to integrate that into what you do. Mm-hmm. As I say, I mean, our amputees, I wouldn't dare put them in red shorts.
No.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it is nice, and it's just nice to see that these people, you know, they don't want padded gloves.
Yeah.
You know, they want to get stuck in. They want to get involved, and they want someone to hit them because they want someone to respect them.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it's about. You know, you clatter someone because you see him as a threat.
Yeah.
You know, you don't kiddie glove them because you see him as
a disabled person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the able-bodied players have been ex-professionals. I know, obviously, Barry Mack has played with you at Leeds. How did he find it? Did he ever talk to you about what?
Yeah, speaking to Barry, one of the things he said is he was a bit unsure. You know, don't clatter him, don't smash him. I think Sean Briscoe's really got the hang of it. You know, chatting to him after games and that. You know, and he does his job. You know, he knows the rules which any plays. He's a support tackler for some of the stronger disabled players. But he doesn't. Let's face it, he could smash us.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. He tackles us. And that's the thing with the able-bodied players. It's because he's played for a while. He's got a gist of what he can hit, what he can't hit.
Yeah.
Where he gives ground, where he doesn't give ground. Where I think for Barry it was tough to There's still like that thing in the back of his mind is I'm an ex-Great Britain prop here.
Yeah.
And this kid's got a disability.
Yeah.
How
and of
hard
course he'd stepped in a few games in as well, hadn't he?
Yeah.
And he was only playing the one game, so.
Yeah, he trained.
Not much time to get used to.
Yeah, he trained with the lads. So he had a training session with us. Then he stepped in the game. So he hadn't, like you say, he hadn't got used to that sort of format. What we could and couldn't do.
Yeah.
For a lot of the team, it was our fourth game, that one. But like I say, it was interesting to see the able-bodied players and how they integrate and what they know they're doing. And technically they're called facilitators, aren't they?
Yeah.
But it makes a difference, especially in defensive. I think one thing that Barry really brought was that defensive structure.
Yeah.
The putting us in the right place and calling and sliding. And I think what we learned from him was to communicate better.
Yeah.
And that was really good to play. And Scully as well. Play with people of that calibre and you see the little things that they do that made them what they were. And you think, right, that's what I need to learn from. That's what we need. And I think we learned now. Our defensive line next game was a lot better because we learned to communicate. We learned to talk to each other. So it makes a difference. But I think able-bodied players, they need to, like I say, once they get the hang of what they can and can't do. And because they want to respect us, but they don't want to hurt people. And until you know who you can and can't hit, you hit someone with cerebral palsy, even though they don't want to wear red shorts, because of the pride, you're still going to do some damage. So you've got to. I don't need to smash them. I just need to tackle them.
Yeah.
But then again, someone like myself, where there isn't, it's a vision impairment. Now, if you hit me from the wrong side, I've not seen you coming and brace for it, that's going to hurt. But if I've seen you coming and I've braced, that's a fair challenge.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not out there for people to sort of red short me. I'm not a touch player.
Yeah.
I'm too big. I'm not agile and I'm not quick enough to play red shorts. but it's nice, like I say, to play with them and learn from them.
You said about coaching. One of the fascinating coaching techniques that you've told me about is how you actually implement a disability on somebody so they can understand what it's like to live with that disability. So you had some really interesting tools that you took, didn't you, to your training session?
Yeah, so I took what we call simi-specs or simulation spectacles. So we got some of the guys trying to, we're just playing touch, but some of the guys had these glasses to simulate different types of vision impairment. Mm-hmm. And obviously you could tell, it made a difference to them because they're like, well, and they understood that how important communication was.
Yeah.
So if you can't see your part of the pitch, you need someone to tell you what's going on because you're concentrating on what you're doing.
Yeah.
You can't always, and that's for everybody. And then one of the other things we use like what do we call them? The bands, rehab bands. Mm-hmm. And what we do is we'll tie someone's arm to the body, or we'll basically we'll disable one limb.
Yeah.
To show them what it's like for someone who's only got one limb, and the idea is that they suddenly realise, right, if I'm passing the ball from this side,
yeah,
that's difficult for them. Where if I'm passing it to that side, so it's understanding your calls, understanding who's where, and to expect what to happen. Mm-hmm. And it did it, yeah, and it did. It gave the guys a bit more understanding that what challenges some of the other players in the team are facing, especially the amputees or the vision impaired guys. Mm-hmm. And then from that, let's say it helped them develop the communication.
Mm. Although I have to say, I'm not sure Chris Young and James Adderman seem to have a problem.
No, not at all. And Sam Zeller to that.
Yeah.
But because and again we taught Dylan. There's 4 guys in our team with only full use of one arm.
Yeah.
But I think that was more important for other people to understand.
Yeah. That
you have to be a little more generous with the pass, or you've got to put it into the different place so that they can use their body as part of their sort of tooling to catch the ball. But yeah, it worked out well, and I think the guys appreciated and understood then a little bit more about who they're playing with and what challenges other people face.
What do you think the teams that have set up could benefit from most in terms of like nutrition or specific sort of training tools? Because obviously it is a different way of training, and you have to be aware of the different metabolic conditions that are on the pitch. So the nutrition element is different. Do you think that's covered enough, or do you think there could be more?
Well, we're lucky at Leeds that we're getting a bit of support there anyway, through the foundation and stuff. But yeah, I think as it develops, there will be a need to do that. Yeah, because you are going to get real athletes playing this. As the Paralympics in London proved, disability is just a label to make you do something different. And that's going to happen with this. It's going to get better. It's going to the guys and girls that play are going to be stronger athletes, and they're going to need that sort of that assistance. So and as for training, like you say, I think one of the things we had for me was where we were training. The light was horrific, so after a certain time I couldn't get involved because I couldn't see what was going on.
Right.
So and I think that's one of the things that may need to in the future be sort of looked at is facilities to facilitate the disabilities that are covered by the sport, and understanding that what we need to do for certain people and things like that. So, but yeah, I mean, and I think with some of the guys that need certain nutritional help and support to just for day-to-day stuff would benefit from that, as well as having their body in good condition for a game. But I think to be honest, I think the biggest thing the biggest thing about the game in general is that holistic feel of actually being something of use, and not being this isn't people running around and people feeling sorry for them. This is people who get stuck in and give it everything they've got and come off with pride and dignity.
How important is it then that those games are played as curtain raisers and played at the bigger stadiums?
I think the opportunity to play the curtain raisers and the bigger stadiums is huge. I mean, for me to score at Eddie was just a dream come true. Even in front of an empty stand. But yeah, it is, because like I say, because it opens the game to more people. Mm-hmm. And the beauty of more people seeing the game is that more people will hear about the game and we'll get more players.
Yeah.
But yeah, the curtain raise is a good idea. But again, you've got to remember these people have got full-time jobs.
Yeah.
So it's not always feasible.
Yeah.
But, and standalone fixtures, you know, as it gets bigger, will be quite cool as well.
Yeah.
You know, you look at the development of the ladies' game this year. Mm-hmm. You know, those games are hard. I wouldn't want to play them, to be honest. But you know, but those games and what they're doing for their sport, excellent. And we want to be the next part of the sport that does what they're doing. You know, and, you know, be a curtain raiser, great, but also, you know, be a standalone game. You know, have our own fans.
Yeah, you don't want a standalone game though that is played in some back street.
No, you want to like you say, you want to be a decent pitch, because it makes a difference as well. You know, the type of pitch you play, you know, you want to feel like you're playing a decent pitch. But amateur players, you know, play at backwater grounds, and you know, with 5-10 people watching, and they still love the game. I don't
think it affects the love. I think for me, the difference playing on Headingley to playing on Criggleston.
Yeah.
Is the impact it has physically.
Oh yeah, the ground.
On the player.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. You raise your game at these stadiums, and
it's easier on your joints and your limbs.
Yeah, because the pitch
is actually softer and it's nicer to run on.
Especially if you look at the grounds as they are at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, there's not an amateur pitch around. It's not like playing on a car park.
Exactly.
But yeah, for when you're looking at for medical reasons.
Yeah.
Playing on the established stadiums with those pitches has a massive impact.
Yeah.
But like you say, it's going to get to a point, hopefully, where the game's developed where people won't care where they play.
Yeah.
As long as they get to put the boots on and go out and play.
Yeah.
And that's you know that's the real aim, isn't it? Is that this is not a game just for those with, you know, the ability to get, but this is for everybody.
I'd like to see grassroots feeder clubs playing the same game, so that everyone everywhere can play. Yeah,
like say, giving people an opportunity to play a little bit more locally or things like that. But it's quite interesting because this is kind of the opposite way around to most sort of developments, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the Super League sides have started the clubs, and then the idea is it will filter down.
Yeah.
But I'm grateful that Super League clubs did get involved, because
if it had been the other way around, I'd have never been playing.
Yeah. Well, not only that, it's also the brand, isn't it? The brand gives us respectability.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
And now, you know, as you know yourself, now we have a responsibility to play the game in the right way, to play the game honestly with integrity, so that people respect it, people watch it, and other people want to get involved in it. Mm. You know, we've been offered the golden ball, as it were. Mm-hmm. We now have a responsibility to take care of that and to and really develop the sport in the right way.
Yeah. Okay. So my final question. Describe your perfect Sunday that's broadcastable.
Well, what I love about my Sundays are pretty cool, actually. Well, like I say, I've got Sunday club, which is my mates I used to play rugby with. So my perfect Sunday, have a bit of a lie in, get up, have something to eat, preferably not warmed up from the night before. Go around see my parents, catch up with my nephew, let him tell me what his life's like, and then go down to the local boozer, meet with my mates, have a wander around town, catch up with the people on a Sunday, just chilling out, and then maybe win the bonus ball draw, get some free booze. That's always a good Sunday, and then head home and chill out and prepare for the next week. I'm a pretty simple bloke, to be honest. I don't want a lot out of life. I'm very, very lucky that, you know, as much as my injuries took away it gave me an awful lot as well. So I've got a good job that I like. I've got a great family. I've got fantastic friends. I've got a roof over my head. You know, when you look at the grand scheme of importance, I've got everything that I need. So yeah, so perfect Sunday for me is just spending time with family and friends, and you know, people who care about you, and showing them that you care about them, whether that's slagging them off in a pub or getting you around him.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
So that was really fun.
Thank you.